Other questions for Jeff? Nate Ryan has one, and then Dustin Long.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Jeff, when you say this thing's wide open, maybe the casual fan might look at it and say, well, one guy's won 4 straight championships and he's leading. How can you look at these 3 races and not look at him as the favorite? What makes you say that the 11 and 29 should be considered just as good?
Well, because Jimmy winning the last 4 championships doesn't win him this one. His results over the last 7 races and on the upcoming 3 races will determine whether he wins or loses. And the results of the other people are going to determine that. If past success guaranteed you future success, then the same people would always win. You have to go out and earn it. You have to go out and do a better job than your competitors. Jimmy doesn't start this race with bonus points because he had 4 championships, and the guys he racing don't have any. This championship's going to be won based on what happened in the last 7 races and the upcoming 3 races. And he has certainly he has a statistical advantage because he has 4 championships, but perhaps he doesn't have a realistic advantage, if that makes any sense. And I'm probably not saying that well, but again, past success doesn't guarantee future success.
Okay, let's go Dustin Long, and then back in the corner to Menzer. Go ahead, Dustin.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Jeff, I understand there's like 100,000 possibilities of things that can happen in the next 3 races.
At least.
At least. As you look at the next 3 races in the sense that you want to win those, and if you were looking at those from a championship contender, still wanting to win those and beat the other guys, what are the things that stand out to you the most? What are the things that concern you the most? I mean, I know you can't control all 100,000 opportunities, but what are things that you're looking at, that you would be focused on, that you would have the most concern about looking at here, Phoenix and Homestead?
The very first thing is speed. I mean, and that's an obvious statement, but with speed, you are afforded mistakes. If you're not fast enough, then every mistake that you make, and some aren't big glaring mistakes, sometimes only the driver knows he made them, every mistake is very, very hard to overcome. With speed, you can withstand a bad pit stop a little better because you can make it up. You can withstand a mistake by the driver on a restart. You can overcome things easier. So the very first thing that you have to have over the next 3 races for everybody is speed. And then from there, it's doing the right thing at the right time, and that goes into the thousands of opportunities to do the right thing. From a driver's standpoint, it's making the right decisions and then having the ability to follow through on those decisions. For the crew, it's the same thing. It's hard to pinpoint every little thing, but it all hinges around how fast your car can go. If you don't have the speed that you need, then it's very difficult to mount the challenge to do all the things that you need to do.
So how does experience, or does it help in that sense? I mean, I think back, you've had some championship battles before the chase, and even back in, I think it was 07, up there till the last few races. Did that help with that process since you had the speed in those cases, or did it not play a role?
I want to think it helped. I want to believe that experience is, when you experience things, you learn from them, and then you're able to apply what you learn. That's what I want to believe. If not, I'm in trouble. I think the thing about there's no question that Jimmy has the most success from a championship standpoint, race win standpoint. Actually, almost every parameter you can measure has the most success of the 3. But the other 2 are very confident people. They believe in what they're doing. They have conviction in what they're doing. They're not the kind of people that you're going to easily push over. And I think that's important. I think that they have the mindset that's required. I mean, Kevin's very relaxed, and I haven't been around Denny much, but Kevin's very relaxed and enjoying the situation. And so experience is a good thing, but a lot of it's is attitude about where you think you are and where you think your team is.
Joe
Menzer, NASCAR.com. Jeff, talk a little bit about Clint. He's the only multiple winner in the chase. Do you think that is it hard for him to not think about what might have been had he not had the penalty at the beginning? And also, do you think he's raced any differently since then than he might have?
I don't really think that he's raced differently. Clint's an aggressive racer, and I think that that was a heavy burden on their shoulders. Obviously, at the end of the day, if you add 150 to what Clint has now, that's where he would be. That's easy to say. It's easy to say, but I think that it's that was a really difficult deal, and it's hard to know what would have been, what the what ifs and all that. It's really really hard to understand. I think from their standpoint, again, it was an opportunity to learn something. It was an opportunity to be better going into next year. There's no question that I definitely think that Clint wanted to prove to everyone that they could win without cheating, and I think that means a lot to Clint. I think Clint wants people to respect him. He doesn't want to be viewed as someone that was cheating to win a race. That really offends him. And I don't know if he's been racing differently or not, but I do know that it means a great deal to him that the people in this room and the people in that garage and the people in the stands don't believe he's a cheater. And to be able to win a race after all that and go through tech and have I think that means a lot to Clint.
Final question right here. He's got a question here. Fellow right here does, and then we'll let Jeff go. Go ahead.
I know the answer to this is going to vary depending on the degree of success each driver has had. But do the drivers look forward to coming to this track, and if so, why?
Well, there's a lot of energy with this race. The fans really come out and support this race a great deal. It's from day one. This has been a highly attended race. I think the drivers appreciate that and understand that it's a special thing. Every driver is different. Some drivers like some racetracks. Some drivers don't like that same racetrack. It really depends on the individual, and it depends on the situation they're in. This is a really odd time of year. There's people that are just can't wait to get it over. There's people that don't want it to end, and there's everything in between. So it's this is a really interesting time of year. But I think all in all, this is an enjoyable racetrack.
Jeff Burton, thank you so much. We appreciate it. Good luck this weekend.